In 1 Kings chapter 18, God uses the prophet Elijah to deliver a monumental, miraculous victory against King Ahab and the false prophets of Baal and Asherah. So here's what happened. God had already used Elijah to say it would not rain, and it had not rained for 3 years. Then they had their epic showdown on Mount Carmel to determine who was the true God, Baal or God. And of course, if you've read the story, then you know that when all the false prophets of Baal and Asherah began to dance around and do their mantra and incantations, nothing happened. God did not send fire. He did not consume the sacrifice. They cut themselves and were believing and chanting. And Elijah kind of even mocked them and said, "Hey, where's your God? Perhaps he's in the bathroom. Maybe he's on the toilet. Where is he?" And of course, when it was Elijah's turn, later that day, he dug a trench around the sacrifice, cut up a bull, laid that on the altar. Good reminder, sometimes got to cut out the bull, laid on the altar, let God consume it, right? Well, he cried out to God after he had dumped water on that sacrifice, filled the trench. God immediately responded, sent fire out of the sky, consumed it. And then, not too long after that, God sent rain. After Elijah said, rain's coming. Here's what's crazy about the story. You go to the next chapter, 19, 1 Kings. And Elijah is threatened by King Ahab's wife, the wicked Queen Jezebel. And she threatened his life. And because of fear, he ran away. He also isolated himself. He left a servant, ran all day in the wilderness, finally stopped under a broom tree and asked God to end his life. That's what happens when you isolate yourself, when you run away, when you're hungry, when you're exhausted, when you're afraid. Well, that's a recipe for disaster. Maybe you can relate. And maybe recently you experienced an incredible victory, but today you feel different. Maybe you're isolated, hungry, tired, alone, again, hurting, scared. I just want to encourage you. Here's what happened. After he cried out to God, "Take my life," God sent an angel and said, "Get up and eat." Then he took a nap. And then the instructions were the same. Hey, get up, eat something, rest. And then God sent him on a 40-day journey to Mount Sinai. He was nourished, he was rested, he was in the presence of God. And then 41 came, and God spoke in that still small voice that changed Elijah's life. So if you're broken, you're afraid, you're scared, you're hungry, all those things, man, don't quit, don't give up. Maybe just get up, eat, take a nap, cry out to God. He's got you.